That's how I get that ooh.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
What's goody, YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to yet another live reaction video. If you're new here for the first time, my name is TMR, and since you clicked on this video, you might as well subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave your comments down below, and enjoy this reaction video. What's goody, YouTube? What's good, TMR gang? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to yet another live reaction video. I'm your girl, TMR. Thank y'all so much for stopping what you were doing and meet me over in this daggone break room, y'all. Oh boy. All right, y'all see the title. We don't have a thumbnail, but we'll have one after this live. Y'all, this is just going to be a break room chit chat of a bunch of things that I saw on social media that I just wanted to bring to you guys. Maybe you have already seen it and you just wanted to elaborate, give your thoughts and opinions a little more. Y'all, we have an array of people in the break room. We got Druski in the break room. We got Johnny Blaze. We got Kiki Jones. We got a young lady that went viral the other day because she spent a bunch of money on her daughter's birthday party and her little Camille, and nobody showed up to Camille's birthday party. We also got a mom on, she's on TikTok, Instagram. I don't know if she's on YouTube. Her name is Mama Beanie, and she is a mother of, she's 27 with 7 kids. When she first started going viral, she was 26 with 6 kids, and she just recently had a baby. And so a lot of people have their opinions about Mama Beanie. Y'all know we cover a lot of the moms over here. And so, you know, we get into those conversations. So I've seen her before. Like I think I saw her maybe back in 2024, 2025. I don't even remember. It was last year sometime. And I remember seeing it, and I was just like, okay. Yikes. Sound like, you know, she kind of remind me of Tanae. But, you know, I want to kind of touch on that. Yeah, Mama Beanie has 7 kids. She seems like a nice lady, you know, but, you know, a lot of people are kind of iffy about their opinions of her. And at the end of the day, y'all, I mean, when it comes to social media, I mean, let's be honest, y'all, we can't stop what these people post, what these people talk about, what these people show. We can't do anything. Chrissy was live today lying about what, mommy? What was Chrissy lying about? Chrissy went live today? What was she lying about? Tamree said it's eviction season in Colorado. What? What's going on down there in Colorado? I thought Chrissy had time with the foreclosure. The peoples gave her time. Is that not the situation? What's up, Real? Catcher said, Lord, not again. Where they have all these kids today. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't understand what the craze is to show people I got a bunch of kids and I'm struggling. I don't understand what the craze is with that. Like, why is that? Why is that information for the world? She's saying the people lied about the foreclosure. What? How can the people lie about the foreclosure when she said they were getting stuff mailed to the house? Didn't she say they was getting stuff mailed to the house? She has to be out by the end of the month. How could the people lie about a foreclosure? Isn't that public record? That's public record, right? How could they lie about it? She said in her video they were sending letters. The people already have the house up for rent on Zillow. Why would somebody lie about? Why would an owner have to lie to you about foreclosing their home? If your lease is up and they don't want to renew it, then you got to go. Why would the owner have to lie to you about their home? It's their home. They lied to try to get her out, but she said they were sending stuff. So they intentionally sent letters to the house. She even said people were coming by to see the house. So they were sending secret shoppers to her house. Now, again, this is what she said. She said that. I don't understand. Here's the thing. If Chrissy is getting put out, why are we still in the headspace of let me get in front of the T before the T get in front of me? Why are we still in that headspace? Okay, y'all, we're gonna get to that. Okay, we're gonna get to that. We'll definitely get to that. Yeah, Nina Reed. Yeah. I mean, golly. Like, at this point, just go buy a triple wide, ma'am. I mean, sis, I'm trying to tell you, them triple wides are nice. They are nice. So I don't, I mean, at this point, I mean, after all these years, why not have something that you own with all them kids? And that's the whole purpose of me talking about, like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. But y'all, let's get into the show. I see y'all want to talk about Chrissy. I truly did not know she had went live, y'all. I did not know. I was looking at my other content to bring to you guys, but we'll talk about it. She did, Nina Reed. She lied about buying the house. She did. I don't understand, why are we lying about stuff like that? Like, there are millions of people who rent homes. Why does Chrissy has to be the exception to the rule? Why are we lying about owning anything? You either do or you don't. It doesn't make you a bad person if you don't own a home. You just choose not to own a home. Now, in her situation, it would be logical for her to try to own a home because she has so many children. So you would just think, well, let me at least get my kids stationary so we don't have to get, but to lie about owning a home, you would lie about owning a home to a man that you meet and you want to impress him and think you hot shit. But why are you lying about owning the home to strangers? Girl, if you really want to know the truth, we don't know. Other than you constantly moving, that would be the only way we actually know that you don't own your home, because you're constantly moving. But if you came to the internet one day and was on the internet for 5 years in the same damn house, how would we know if you're owning or renting unless you just said that? But what's the point? Ketcha said, I almost fell out. Someone asked her in her live, we thought you bought a house. And then she turns around and says, who said that? You did a whole video. Timar, didn't she get into the landlords in Las Vegas? Didn't she get into it? Yeah, she did. She did, First Lady. Right before she went on that trip, she did get into it with them. Yeah, she sure did. I can't remember. Did she do a registry when she so-called bought a house? I don't remember, Nisha. I don't remember. I really don't. I don't remember. I really don't. Now that I don't, Lynn, apparently Chrissy went live today to say the landlords lied to her about foreclosing the home and she got to be out by the end of the month. Well, sis, you probably should have found out they was lying last month when you was down there in Vegas, Airbnb hopping, spending all that unnecessary money, driving 2 cars to one location. Driving 2 cars to one location when you could have just rented one big car and put everybody in it. That's what I be talking about. Like, you know what? Here's the thing, y'all. If you do things in life that don't make sense, I mean, let's be honest. That's your business. But when you put it out for the world to see, then it leaves room for people to criticize you. If you're running around making a bunch of mistakes in your life, be it costly or not costly, just making mistakes, that's your life, that's your business. You seek the consequence, you reap the consequences from that, right? That's your business. But when you do that and you post it to the world, it's just like, sis, why? She said she was getting statements from Navy Federal in the mail. What she mean? How she? How she know they were statements? If the mail says Navy Federal, so she opening up people's mail? How do you know what's in the mail? Did you open it? Statements from Navy Federal addressed to the owners. Oh, okay. I mean, what does that mean? She's getting statements. Is she saying the statements were showing delinquent balances, or what is she saying? Okay, we're gonna get into it, y'all. Let's get into this, and then we're gonna get into that. Exactly, Woo Honey. Why would the landlords be sending their home statements to the house that they don't live in? Chrissy is a liar. Exactly. If your mortgage, if they have a mortgage on that home and they're not living in that home, you don't think the bank would send their mail to their home, their mailing address? Now, says this, why panic to the point of making a live instead of temporarily moving into your Airbnb? Oh, she owns an Airbnb. She said she got an Airbnb. Well, if you got an Airbnb, then don't book it for people to come stay in it. You take you and your family and go stay in it. Wouldn't that make more sense? The bank will still send it to the mailing address. Exactly. What's up, Miss? Is it Shanae? Shanae, I'm sorry, baby. I can't hardly see. No, it don't make any sense. So she says that's my point. Right, Lo. Maja said, I just got here, but whatever Chris said is a lie. Maja said, it don't even matter. If she opened up her mouth, it's a lie. Oh, my goodness, girl. A mess. Oh, we gonna get into it, honey. We gonna get into it. Y'all definitely got stuff coming across the messy break room desk. I didn't know anything about that. Coming up, okay, we just got some news that came across the messy break room desk. So we gonna get into it, honey. We are gonna get into it. Now, before we get into Chrissy, let's get into some couple other conversations, y'all. Yeah, she does. And you would think having so many kids, the reality would have been hit her dead smack in the face. Baby, I don't know how you can live in La La Land when the reality is you are in total care of 9 kids. Okay. So y'all, Kiki Jones, y'all remember Kiki Jones? The young lady a couple months ago went viral for crying in a wet dress. Y'all remember her? Well, y'all, Kiki has not left our screens. We thought that was just okay, a viral moment. And you just going about your business. Apparently the man she married, she found out he was cheating. It's just a whole bunch of conversations going on. Well, y'all, Kiki said that she's doing a casting call. Okay, she's doing a casting call for a play about what happened after she went viral drunk in the wedding dress. Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
Listen, I'm excited because this is something that I've been holding really close to me for a long time. So I'm bringing my story to a stage in a play called The Woman in a Wedding Dress, What You Didn't See. So this story goes beyond about what went viral. It's about the parts that you didn't see. The healing, the strength, the woman that's actually behind the moment. So the show is February the 21st at 7 p.m. And right now we are officially opening casting call. So we're looking for actors that can bring real emotion, real truth, and bring it to the stage. So I'll be sharing audition details next. If you're an actor, if you know somebody that wants to be an actor, take this as a sign. I can't wait to bring this to light with the right cast. And this is not just any play. This is my life. This is my story. Like I said, this is what y'all didn't see. So I'm just excited. I'm just excited. Hey, babe.
So you're doing a casting call for a play of your life. The play is next month, February 20-something, she said, okay? And you're doing a casting call a month before the play, and you're inviting actresses, and actors, even and people who aspire to be an actor or actress, they can come too. So this play where is this play gonna be at? In somebody's backyard? Because it must not gonna be too much of a big production. Kiki, baby, go sit down. Okay? Go sit down, ma'am. Cause you really think you getting ready to be why the F did I get married? Yes, it's that you're not her. She's not you. You're not her. She's not you. You not her. Okay? It's not gonna happen. All right? Now you went viral. Be thankful. Okay? Because there's a lot of people that get on here and show their ass and they go nowhere. You did go somewhere. Sis, your life it must not be long because folks ain't got. Most people have to study you for a while. Who's playing you? You, or are you playing you, or is somebody going to play you? Because if somebody is playing you, don't they got to know the story, kind of get into character? Wouldn't that take longer than, I don't know, 25 days? Hell, the month of February ain't even that damn long. I said, what in the world? Girl, if you don't go get you a job and go sit your ass down. I said, bye, Kiki. I said, nice. Now she was on what's the show where you go you go pick somebody, pop the balloon. She was on there. And now she about to do a play. Kiki, when do you take the children to school? When do you go pick them up? Are you helping with homework? What do the children got going on? Because you got so much going. What do the children do? Do the children do anything? Baby, a mess. You hear me? A mess. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, y'all. Is it going to be on Tubi? Girl, no. It's probably a production company she just made up. She probably went and got the LLC for the production company Monday. Okay. It takes a month just to promote. Ari, girl, you doing a casting call and the play is next month. So are you doing a casting call for extras? Because how are you doing a casting call and the play is next month? When are we going to rehearse? Who's doing the wardrobe? Do we have our stage already set up? Do you got your props? And what? Lynn said Child's gonna be a whole puppet show. Okay, girl. A whole puppet show. Baby, a mess. You hear me? A mess. Okay, y'all. So something else that's been going viral on social media is old Druski. Okay. Druski did a parody about mega church pastors, okay, and how they love money. Well, the people are up in arms. Y'all, at the end of the day, folks stay getting emotional. The people are up in arms because they feel like Druski was making a mockery of God. Okay. Now, I don't know about y'all. I watched it. It was funny to me. I knew he was making a mockery of these mega church pastors. And let's be honest, y'all. We talked about Jamal Bryant last week. Okay. Let's be honest, y'all. What we have seen of a lot of these pastors, of these mega churches here recently, okay, they're making a mockery of their own church. Druski just out here making the people laugh and get a little coin in his pocket, okay? So I didn't take it as him making a mockery of God. I took it as he was making a mockery of these mega church pastors. Okay, so I forgot this. I'm trying to.
Please. Wanda told us earlier this month that she could not have a baby anymore. So I impregnated her with the word of God. I'm going to impregnate everyone with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. Impregnate. I had somebody in the congregation ask why I'm wearing Christian Dior and Christian Louboutins. Because I'm a Christian and I walk in the blood of Jesus. Give him some praise. I'm a Christian first and I walk in the blood of Jesus. Give him some praise. Give him some praise. So we are raising funds for a project in Zimbabwe. Yes, we are trying to get our congregation over in Africa. Amen. We wanted to raise $4 million for that. Amen. Hallelujah. That needs to appear today. We are not letting anyone leave until we reach our goal. Amen. Hallelujah. Life savings here. Give him some praise for that. Give it his life savings on it. Apostle Richie says, baby, can you help me? I said, can you help me? I said, can you help me? I'm going to finish this word here. And I'm going to do the Christian version. Don't worry about it. I'm going to do the Christian version. I'm driving this Bentley Bentayga because I believe in Christ. Can you leap on your legs like a survivor? Can you leap on your legs till the money fall out your pocket? Jesus, you are. Jesus, you are. Jesus, you are.
Still praise the Lord.
I need you to pray for my wife. Hey, come on, man. Hey, get your hands off my car. You gave tithes and offering? No. Back the fuck up, man. What's wrong with you, man?
I don't know about y'all, but that was funny to me. That was funny to me. He simply was mocking the pastors of the mega churches. And let's be honest, y'all. We heard about the stuff that's coming out about Donnie McClurkin, and we know with the dress situation with Jamal Bryant and his Pastor Jamal Bryant and his wife. It's a lot of stuff going on, and I just thought it was funny to me. He definitely wasn't making a mockery of God, in my opinion. But again, y'all, we live in a very sensitive society, and to each his own. If you want to be upset every day, all day, then I would advise you to stay the heck off of social media. Because baby, social media have you taking medication. If you're going to be upset and in your feelings about everything people post on social media, and people gonna post what the heck they want to post, they're gonna say what they want to say, do what they want to do. It's since if you're gonna stay in your feelings, then you just might as well just disengage, log out of all your social media platforms, okay? Because you gonna stay in your feelings. I don't understand it. Now, y'all know the other day we was talking about Peach, okay, and the cancer situation where she mocked the lady that came into her live chat and asked for help. The lady said she was asking for prayers. She wasn't asking for money. Peach implied that the woman was asking for money. And so a lot of people weighed in on that. We know that Peach also mentioned Boss Babe Vet or Boss Vet. Excuse me, y'all. I didn't know of this woman until this incident with Peach. So I apologize if I'm butchering the title of her name. I do apologize for that. Well, a lot of people had their opinions. We had our opinions as well, right? So Johnny Blaze sounded off too. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Johnny Blaze, but she used to be on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I don't know if she's still on there because I haven't watched Love and Hip Hop Atlanta in probably 6 or 7 years. But she was a character on the Love and Hip Hop franchise. But this is Johnny Blaze, and this is what she had to say about Peach.
The bitch that got boneless spare rib ass fucking teeth. The bitch that fucking can't find her fucking type of motherfucking mentality to leave that nigga alone, and she gonna keep getting pregnant. Probably ass smell like motherfucking a douche bottle up a 200-pound bitch fucking ass. I really don't like that she went for fucking Boss Vet. I don't like that shit. And then she making it seem like she the only one. Bitch, the only reason why you're popping like that is because your hair wasn't fucking done and everybody wanted to fucking do it. I'm charging $1,111.11 motherfucking cents for y'all to fucking use my fucking platform, and I got 7 million followers. What's up, y'all? I can come over to somebody somebody that actually don't talk about motherfucking people. Karma a bitch. Karma a motherfucking bitch now. You doing that motherfucking shit. I see why motherfucking Tia start doing her shit, because it's other people that's bigger than you that don't disrespect people, that's way more kinder. You not the only bitch. You started some shit, and I think somebody started it before you. I used to be inspired by your ass. That's why I took your shit and ran with it. I'm gonna keep doing. I'm on my 15 book, and that's 15 bands. Y'all come on over here to Johnny Blaze Row, because bitch, you're wrong. And before,
not Johnny Blaze said she was inspired by Peach.
Bitch already come for me talking about some, oh, you was human trafficking, or your mom didn't love you, or whatever. My mom is in good shape, good motherfucking health. My daddy loved me. My credit score good. Yes, I used to strip. All the shit that you're probably about to say. My pussy ain't never motherfucking stink. I've always fucking been legit. I can sing my fucking ass off. I'm exactly where I need to motherfucking be. Bitch, don't fuck with me. I'm not about to play with your casket back, casket breath, a booger whale looking ass, teeth ass bitch. I ain't got time for it. You wrong as fuck. I don't like bitches like that. Bitches like you keep a gun around because you don't know how to motherfucking fight. You get mad because somebody whooped your fucking ass. And I know you be in Tampa, Florida. Somebody gonna smack the shit out of your ass. I hope everything under the fucking sun under Jesus attack your fucking ass. Cause bitch, karma gonna eat your ass up for talking about boss bed. Yeah, I'm on your ass. Cause bitch, that was weird as fuck. You're weird as fuck. You're weird as fuck. You're weird as fuck. I don't give a fuck. Man, don't care. Bumble clock go fuck a goat. You're weird as fuck. That
Wow. I said, well, go up, sis. Ooh, okay. I said, well, sis, tell us how you really feel without telling us how you really feel. I said, what? And I guarantee you, when Peach saw that, she laughed. The only thing Peach heard out of all of that was Johnny Blaze. Johnny Blaze was inspired by Peach. Johnny Blaze just said she on her 15th booking. So she got the girls over there paying her $1,111.11 because she got 7 million followers on her social media platform. So you definitely can benefit or profit from Johnny Blaze wearing your hairstyle that you mastered or crafted on her head. Then, I mean, obviously Peach goes viral a lot too, but Peach don't got 7 million, okay? Yeah, that was a lot going on over there. Okay, I said, well, Johnny, just go off. But we also know why, y'all. That's the thing with this social media. Like, this social media at times is like a cancer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I know that's the conversation, but it goes where it want to go. It spreads. It just does. And everybody get into it. And at the end of the day, all everybody is trying to do, right? All everybody is trying to do is what everybody should be doing, is getting to the bag. And I'm talking about Johnny, not Peach. We know why Peach does what she does. She's rage baiting. Johnny, and that was basically her getting more attention to the fact that she is soliciting the stylist that come do her hair, and she gonna put you on because she got 7 million people. Now, one thing I can say about Johnny, she is very talented. She is very talented, but I don't really follow her like that. Like I said, I saw this on TikTok. I seen she was talking about Peach. I know we talked about Peach the other day, so I just wanted to share it with y'all, okay? All right, that's enough of her, okay? That's enough of her. Now, let's get into Baby Camille, okay? Let's get into it. So there is a young lady that went viral the other day because she put on a tea party and decorated the whole place pretty much in pink for her daughter, Camille. And literally nobody showed up to the party. It was said that she said that she spent like $800 on the party for, I don't know, I think the little girl turned 2, okay? And not only, I mean, the party looked to be really cute, okay? She had a really pretty cake made for her daughter, okay? So this is the cake, gorgeous cake. Oh, so she turned 1. She turned 1. So baby Camille turned 1, and nobody showed up to her party. And she was on the internet crying about it. No family, no friends, literally nobody. And she was very upset. So y'all, let's get into this.
put that on my Camille, on my Eli. I'm cool. Y'all not gonna keep doing my babies like this. I swear to God, y'all not gonna keep doing my babies like this. Y'all not. Because we show up every time y'all invite us to something. We show up and we come and we bring gifts. Even if we don't have gifts to bring, we come, bro. Y'all couldn't take an hour out of y'all day to come to my baby party after y'all said y'all wanted to come. I wouldn't have threw her a party if I knew no one was coming. I got money to take my baby out of town every freaking day if I want to. I don't have to do this. I bought my baby a car. What is you talking about? A tea party? What are we talking about? And no one came. Y'all are wrong. All this food.
Yo, did y'all see this video? If you haven't seen this video, basically what happened is this girl decided to throw a party for her daughter. And in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of the entire event space, nobody showed up. It was literally about 6 people there. She said she sends out invitations and a lot of people said that they were coming. She rented the event space from 11 to, I believe, 5, and she had to be out of there by 6. And at the time of the live stream, it was after 4, and there was nobody there, bro. Nobody. Cake, decorations, balloon, tables, chairs, snacks, foods, goodie bags for the kids that were supposed to arrive. And nobody was there, bro. Like, bro, y'all don't think that's a little bit suspicious, like it's orchestrated? Because granted, when you have an event, not everybody's going to make it. Some people are going to make it. Some people are not. Some people are going to be late. Things happen. But at 4 or something, while you're doing the live stream, nobody was there. That is clearly orchestrated. And she said that they're always doing this to her. You know, nobody shows up for her and her kids, and she's always showing up for them. When they have their events, she shows up. You know what I mean? And the people that she invited, some being family, and the majority, I'm going to assume, were friends. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't even pass through for about an hour. That is fucked up. That is fucked up. And if I were that girl, and as she said, everybody in that video was cut, I would really cut everybody off. Cut everybody off. Nobody can call my phone. Nobody can say, I don't want to hear nothing, bro. Because again, she said that this always happens when she has things. For Christmas, birthdays, holidays, it's always the same thing. Nobody shows up for her, bro. But to the people that didn't show up for this girl, man, y'all fucked up, bro. For real.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Feel bad for this woman right here. I just watched the video of her crying on live stream. She said that people ain't show up to her child birthday party like they said they was. She went all out for her child birthday party and when nobody in them chairs. I think I only seen about 1 or 2 kids in the video. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all can say she tripping out for no reason, but this messed up. If you her friend or family and you said you was gonna show up to support something, do it. That ain't hard to do at all, bro, especially when somebody spent their money. She probably a hard-working woman trying to do the best for her child. Ain't nobody have all that money to spend for nobody to show up. I'm pretty sure she could have threw something at the house if nobody wasn't gonna show. You can't even blame the kids. You gotta blame the parents. Everybody out here got kids. They probably ain't just want to take them, that's all. But I guarantee if old girl said, let's show up to the club, everybody gonna come. That's what's wrong with a lot of parents nowadays. If it ain't for them, they don't give a fuck about it. Whoever she is.
Here's my thing with this situation. If family has done her like this before, now she has a son as well. Little Camille is 1. Okay. Hey, Vaughn. If family has done her like this before, then why would you be willing to gamble on the family again? First and foremost, this little girl is 1 year old. Baby, she don't know if she coming or going. Okay. All she know is she got on an outfit and it's decorated and some balloons on the floor. I don't know. So, first of all, why are you live streaming at a birthday party that hasn't even actually started? That's number 1. Number 2, who isn't going to show up for free food? How many of y'all would not show up for free food? Of course y'all gonna show up. Let's be honest. It's not like they taking the gifts at the door. I know there's a lot of y'all that go to parties and haven't brought anything. Not saying that's the right thing to do, but let's be honest, it has happened. And my thing is this. Are we having the party for the baby or are we having the party for you? Because why are we spending so much on a 1-year-old's birthday? I guess I don't understand that because the parties I've thrown for my children, I've never spent that much money when they were little like that. But family and friends always showed up. So I don't know if she just has a bad relationship with her family. I don't know if she like people hating on her. I would have rather took that money and spent it on some memories. If you got the money to spend like that on 4 or 5 hours, you could have took that money and took a cruise and have those memories, pictures, and I don't know. I just don't see myself spending all that money on a 1-year-old's birthday party. Now, if she was turning 16 or something like that, that makes sense to me. Because she obviously can appreciate it. She can enjoy it. She knows what's going on. A 1-year-old, she don't know anything. And if you gave out invitations, did people actually RSVP? Because if people didn't actually RSVP, which I to be honest with you, RSVPing really doesn't, like, it's not a contract, so that don't really mean anything. Because I can RSVP and still may not show up, especially if something happens. And the fact that nobody showed up was very odd to me. I mean, there was a couple people there, but the majority of the people did not show up. So let me show you guys another clip. Give me a moment. Hold on, you guys. I got a lot of tabs up here.
Oh my Eli, I'm cool. I'm cool. Y'all not gonna keep doing my babies like this. I swear to God, y'all not gonna keep doing my babies like this. Y'all not. Y'all not. Because we show up every time y'all invite us to something. We show up and we come and we bring gifts. Even if we don't have gifts to bring, we come, bro. Y'all couldn't take an hour out of y'all day to come to my baby party after y'all said y'all wanted to come? I wouldn't have threw her a party if I knew no one was coming. I got money to take my baby out of town every freaking day if I want to. I don't have to do this.
So if you don't have to do this, then why did you do it? That's my point. If you don't have to do it, then why did you do it? Because baby Camille, you could have just set a piece of cake in front of her and let her play, eat it, play it, put it all over her hair and her face and whatever. And baby Camille would have been just as happy. It's just like, did you do the party for you to show off, to let people know that you got a little coin in your pocket? I didn't understand that. Now, I'm not saying that she deserved for someone not to show up to her party. Where is the mama? Because I do see there's some people, it's an older woman. Well, I don't know if that's her mom. I don't know. So there was a few people there, like maybe 4 or 5 people I seen walking around behind her. But it was just odd that literally nobody showed up.
I bought my baby a car. What is you talking about? A tea party? What are we talking about? And no one came. Y'all are wrong. All this food. Y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. And my baby looks beautiful. She look good as hell. Y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. Because I got all these gifts for y'all kids. I got all these treats and snacks for y'all kids. Y'all wrong. And I don't get on social media looking for attention. I'm only pissed off because my friends, my family, y'all do this shit to me doing every time I have an event. Every time I host something.
You don't get on social media for attention, but you're on social media. You went live.
For my birthday, for my son's birthday. Y'all wrong. Because y'all call me the first time y'all need anything. Because I dance, because I got the money for it. Y'all call me every fucking time. And I come. I'm cool on everybody. I put that on her. I put that on my Camille. On my Eli. I'm cool.
Okay, so she's a dancer, y'all. She says she danced, so she got the money. Okay, she said she got the money. She can do that. She said y'all call her, ask her for anything else, but she needs y'all to come to the party. Little Eli he has on pink too, but he walked behind. He was walking with an older woman. I don't know if that was her mom or who that was, but apparently she said she's a dancer, so she got the money like that, so she can splurge like that. I mean, I would just next time, just whatever happened to the old cake and some balloons and a couple people come over, we sing happy birthday, you buy her a nice little gift, and I mean, she's one. Okay. I could see maybe if she was 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe then, but one, like sis, you went way out for a 1-year-old's party. Not saying that's the reason she deserves for nobody to show up, but I'm just like, are you mad because you spent the money and nobody showed up? Or are you mad because nobody showed up? Because it sounds like she's spending the money regardless, right? So are you mad because nobody showed up? Or are you mad because you spent the money and nobody showed up? And I noticed like now with, it's very different how people, throw parties and stuff. I would understand like family reunions, Christmas parties, get-togethers for Thanksgiving, holiday type things. I get it. Monumental milestone, like 1-year-old is a milestone, right? But $800+ renting, I don't know, whatever type of room this is, and I don't know if this is like in a banquet hall or wherever this is. The tables, the run. Did she have like a birthday planner? Did somebody help her plan? Like, did she hire a planner? Did she do this herself? Like, because if you hired a planner and all the food and everything else, baby, you spent more than $800. I mean, renting this space alone for those hours, because I think she said it was from like 11 to 5, or it was like 5 or 6 hours. That alone probably would have cost $300 to $500. Not including the deposit that you got to put down. Baby, that's a lot of money. Okay? That's just a lot. That's a lot. All right, y'all. Let's move on, honey. Let's move on. Make sure y'all weigh down in the comments. Let me know how you feel about baby Camille's birthday being rained on because none of her family or friends showed up for her. So y'all remember the other day we were live and I mentioned Shamar. And how if you're just going to make somebody famous, Shamar being made social media famous is working for him right now. Like, I like Shamar's glow up right now. The people that are standing behind Shamar appear to be for him and not against him. Well, Shamar showed up at church, y'all. He showed up at church and he had some encouraging words to tell the people.
Inspired a lot of people, opened a lot of people's eyes to, just thank him and, give him his flowers and stuff, because there's a lot of things that people go through. I done been through it, and I know y'all done been through it. But just know that God is on everybody's side, on y'all side. God have y'all backed. You might think that he's not there for y'all, but he's there. A lot of y'all have a spirit on y'all to where y'all have been dealing with things. Y'all been through things. But just know that you are blessed. I'm glad that we all came here to see the church of God, to come praise to him, to come worship him. No weapon should profit.
No weapon form is gonna prosper.
No weapon form is gonna profit. Thank you, Pastor.
Oh Lord,
Yeah, I just, and this is my first time being in here. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time coming here, and I love it. And God have changed my life. God have changed y'all life. There's people that really been going through things. There's people that really out here struggling. But you know what I tell people? That no matter what, praise to God and talk to him. He will make your situation better. Well, how he made my situation better, he would do the same for y'all. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, Shamar. Shamar. I said, okay. Well, at least he ain't on the internet calling people a bunch of bitchs. I said, okay, Shamar. He said, I hope Pastor gifted Shamar a Bible after service and highlight the verses for the next visit. Bless his heart. Yeah. He tried. He tried to remember, no weapon form shall prosper. He tried to remember it, right? So I'll give him kudos for that. I'll definitely give him kudos for that. Like I said, whatever Shamar got going on right now, the people that are in his corner, he definitely is looks like he's winning right now. Okay. Now, how long is that gonna last for Shamar? That's up to Shamar. Okay, that's definitely up to Shamar. All right. So real quick before we get into the Chrissy situation y'all told me about, we're gonna talk really quick about Mama Beanie. Okay. Again, she lives in California, Los Angeles, I believe. And Mama Beanie is a mother of 7 children. And she's about 27 years old. Okay. Now, again, people have a lot of mixed emotions and mixed feelings about Mama Beanie and what she portrays to the internet. One thing I will say about the lady, she definitely loves her children. You can see that. She tries to do as best as she can for those kids. However, she has a thing with keeping the house neat and tidy, okay? And I don't know why people feel like because you got a lot of kids, you can't keep a clean house, Sky. I don't know why that is. But for some, I don't know what it is with these YouTube moms. They use the fact that they got a bunch of kids on why they can't keep a clean house. Y'all, this is Mama Beanie right here. For some of you guys who are saying, who is this? Who is, so I'm gonna let her speak for herself. So there's a situation that just recently went viral on TikTok about her. She took her children to a toy drive, okay? And so a lot of the people were like, well, why are you taking your children to a toy drive and you make money on social media? And it's not like you're making $50 a day or a week. You're making enough to the point where Mommy Beanie has moved. When I first seen her, she was living in a very ran down, I don't know if that was an apartment or a duplex, some type of house. It was very old looking. She has moved, okay? And apparently she got a new truck. She got a car, okay? She got a truck. And so again, she doesn't work, okay? She does not work. She has 2 baby daddies, okay? So she has 8 children. One of them passed, I think, after birth. I don't know how old the child was, but that child passed away. So she has 7 living children. And I believe the first 3 are by one guy, and then the last 5, one being deceased, is by the guy she's currently with. And this man actually lives with her. And so this is where I get the disconnect, right? You keep getting this woman pregnant, popping these babies up in her. And their living conditions, yeah, she got a roof over her head, but the conditions could be a lot better, especially for, raising your children up in this environment. And I just don't understand why the man can't, why is he wanting his family to live better? Now, I don't know if this guy works or not, but a lot of times in her videos, you'll hear him in the background. You don't never see him. From what I saw, maybe some of you guys, I haven't saw every video of hers. But let's get into real quick about the whole toy drive situation.
Internet bangers, internet thugs, keyboard killers. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
Wait, hold on. The first baby daddy is the brother of the new father? What?
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm from California. I'm from LA. What? So what you saying? So what are you saying? Yeah, if I'm cross-eyed, and so what? So what? You wouldn't be talking shit about me, period.
So apparently Mama Beanie is tired of people on the internet talking ish about her. And here's my thing with that. Sis, you chose to come to the internet and show what you got going on in your household. Do understand everybody not going to kiss your ass and lick your butt. Okay? Yeah, there are definitely going to be some people that are going to be like, sis, you got a lot going on over there. Okay? I don't understand when they say things like, I don't need to be on here. Then why are you here? And because you are here, you chose to be here. Then why are you showing, like, if your house is nasty and you know your house is nasty to the point you got to clean it up, why do you want people to see this is how you live it? I don't understand. Like, why do y'all want people to see that? So now I'm going to show y'all some older videos. This was, I think it was like last year of her. Wait a minute, not this one. Hold on, not this one.
Looks as a 27-year-old mom with 7 kids, 4 who sleep in her room. So let's get this room in order. Take it where the shoes go.
Yes, I do clean my room every day, but I don't clean it every time that it gets dirty because the kids are just going to keep throwing stuff on the floor. And who wants to keep cleaning up messes? As soon as you clean up, the kids tend to throw stuff right back down.
So here's my thing. I don't know why the 4 kids are in the room with her, and her boyfriend sleeps in the bed. Like, sis, you're not gonna knock the crumbs and stuff off the sheet. There we go with the sheets nailed up to the windows. That's what I'm saying. Y'all buy everything else but curtain rods. I just, like, by the time you buy the nails and the hammer, sis, you just bought a curtain rod. So I'm just just trying to figure out, well, when did you get pregnant with if the kids is in the bed with you? I don't care if those are you guys' children together. I mean, at some point, you know what I mean? Like, y'all. So this her cleaning up. And like she said, I don't clean up because the kids just turn around and mess up. And so a lot of people like Mama Beanie because, for one thing, she's not problematic as far as to the internet. She's not grip baby. She's not on here cussing you out, telling you to buy her things and give her money. At least she's not doing that yet. Okay. Not they do it in the closet. She's not doing that yet. So people feel like because she ain't on here begging and stuff, it's okay. Now, one thing I have seen some videos where she be cussing those kids out like they grown ass people. And my thing is, since you can't get mad at those kids because they don't respect the fact that you are the only one cleaning when you don't make your kids clean, Sky, why get mad at the children when you don't instill in your children at a young age, clean up after yourself? So then when you get tired, frustrated, and angry, and you got to keep constantly cleaning up things that you've already cleaned up, why are we cussing the kids out because they won't help? When you've never mandated that. Because if that was mandated from the time that they were old enough to pick up a cup off the floor, then there would be no need to cuss anybody out. So I don't understand the whole cussing the kids out for a problem you created. You created. But see, a lot of these moms, one of the reasons, in my opinion, they don't help the kids, because that's their excuse on saying, this is why I got to stay at home, because I'm taking care of my family. I'm taking care of my home. How many of y'all went to work every day and still took care of your house? By a show of hands in the chat, how many of y'all took care of your homes and still went to work every day? You don't have to be sitting in your house to consider yourself taking care of your house. Because let's be honest, the house will take care of itself. I didn't feel like I needed to be sitting in the house to show that I'm taking care of my house. How I take care of my house is I get up and I go out and I earn money to take care of the home. That's taking. When you get up and go to work and handle your business and come home and buy furniture and keep your house clean, buy household supplies, groceries, pay your utilities, pay your mortgage, pay your rent. That's what you call taking care of your home. Look at all the show of hands. That's called taking care. Not sitting in the house babysitting it. That's not taking care of your house. That's you sitting in the house babysitting it. That's your excuse. So a lot of these ladies use that excuse, in my opinion, why they don't make the kids clean up, because that's their excuse to the internet. Well, this is why I got to stay home, because I got to keep my house in order. When the majority of her kids are school age. And you can still earn money on social media and go work. You work and go to school. A lot of us mothers did that. We worked, went to school, and still took care of our homes. They want an excuse on why they're lazy and don't want to do anything. It's so many mothers that have to go to work and take their babies to daycare. It's not the desirable thing, but when you just don't have no other choice, you don't sit and make excuses. You drop that baby off at daycare, pray that nothing happens, and get your tail to work, because there are a lot of people that go to work, send their kids to daycare, and their kids were in daycare till they were school age and nothing never happened to them. Then obviously there are situations where people sent their kids to daycare and unfortunately things did happen. But there's far more people who took their kids to school or daycare every day and nothing never happened to those kids. I'm one of them. So let's get into another video. And it's always videos of her cleaning, never videos of her, the man, and the children cleaning.
27-year-old mom with 7 children, and today I said I'm gonna get up and clean this house before I go to church because there's no way that I'm leaving this house a mess. No, I wasn't frustrated, but I was just looking at the mess like, why do these kids do this? Like, I don't understand. I always tell them to clean up, and for some reason every single day there's always trash on the floor. And like I said before, I make my kids clean up. I tell them to do their part, but hey, it is what it is. I love my kids, and I'm going to do my best by keeping this house clean.
Loving your kids is not cleaning up after them. Loving your children is showing them how to clean up after themselves and training them to be responsible. Because to be quite honest with you, when you don't make your children clean up and you allow them to throw cups on the floor, bottles on the floor, bags of chips, candy wrappers, and they just throw it on the floor like it's a trash can, to me, that's a sign of them disrespecting you. So loving your children is disciplining them, showing them right from wrong. Making them not do anything is not, in my opinion, is not showing love. You're actually hurting them because you're not showing them to be respectful, great gratitude, cleanliness, responsible. Cleaning is being responsible. Cleaning your space is being responsible. That you're not showing them that, in my opinion, it's hurting them. It's not loving them, it's hurting them. Look at that. Why is all that on the floor? Hairbrush, Gatorade bottle. Why is all that on the floor? You got a garbage can. We see you putting stuff in the garbage can. And then who is taking the garbage out? She has her daughter, Julia, I think, or Julia or something is her name. I think she just turned 12. She has a son right up under the oldest child, which just turned 12. So I'm going to say he's maybe 10 or 11. He's definitely old enough to take garbage to the trash can. She has a door in her kitchen. I'm just going to assume the dumpster is behind the house. She can stand in the doorway and watch him while he dumps the trash.
I don't know why this thing is still in the house. And I'm not going to leave my house like this.
And how do y'all wash dishes and never run sink water? You got the water running so the dishes don't get to soak?
Literally have to start getting ready for church.
But this the thing. This, she said they're getting ready for church. That's Sunday morning for most people, right? So that means Saturday night, you went to bed with this house looking like this. Why didn't you clean the house up before you went to bed? So therefore, you, the mother, went to sleep with the house in a disarray, with a sink full of dishes and all the trash all on the floor. You went to bed like that. So if you go to bed with mess, you're going to wake up with what? Mess.
Yeah, so I cleaned the kitchen and the living room. Now I got to get ready for church. You guys, I'm a 27-year-old.
Oh, boy. I I mean, good gracious almighty. I would be so wore out, baby. When I tell you, I would be so wore out. Okay. So now she's going to explain. This is when she was pregnant with the last child. She's going to explain why she decided to have the amount of children that she has, which is 6. At the time she did this video, 6, because she was pregnant with the 7th child at her age of, at the time, with last year was 26.
Why and how do I got 6 kids? I think everybody knows how I got 6 kids, but why? Long story short, I was going through various situations within my household at 14, 13 years old. Ended up being with my grandma, ended up meeting my first baby daddy and moving in with him when I was 14 years old, having 3 kids with him. Then moving on to my second relationship that I'm in right now, having 5 kids with him. One that's
So she moved in with the baby daddy when she was 14 and had 3 kids with him. From what y'all saying, the second baby daddy is the first baby daddy's brother. So I guess at one point she was living with both her baby daddies at the same time. Is that what I'm understanding?
Disease that I don't like to speak about. I just feel like some people grow up faster than others, are forced to grow up faster than others, and that's fine. You know, some people's situation is not going to be all sweet and dandy like people think or hope to see it. People gonna judge you no matter what. Just keep doing you. As long as I'm taking care of my kids, as long as my kids are fed, as long as they have clothes and shoes, that's all that really matters.
No, that's not all that matters, baby. Yes, yes, you those things that you're doing, feeding them, clothing them, providing shelter, that's what you're supposed to do. But there's other things, teaching them to be responsible, respectful. Those are things that need to be done as well too. Giving them the best life possible. And let's be honest, it's a struggle when you have so many children and you lack the skills or the education to provide for them. It's going to be, especially if you got a man in the house that's not helping, because if that man was helping, that house wouldn't look like that, because he would get up and clean. It's the fact that your man is walking around the same house that you and the children are walking around, kicking over and kicking, the cups and the bowls and the Gatorade bottles and the trash that's on the floor. He walking right past it. He probably don't even take the garbage out. And my thing is, sis, if you're going to do it by yourself, then be by yourself. But obviously she don't want to be by herself. She want a man in her face, but the man don't have to do anything. She's basically already proven that to him. Hence the reason why he don't do anything. And if he's doing anything, he's not helping in that household. He's not helping to chastise the children.
I keep seeing.
And she feels accomplished once she has cleaned up the mess. But the problem is, it doesn't stay clean long. It goes right back messy. And I don't feel like people need to praise that, because in a sense she's still raising those kids in dysfunction, not cleaning, not making them clean up, allowing them to live in filth, even if they are the ones creating the filth. Because if you think about it, she's creating it too, because she's in the home. She just showed us that Sunday morning she got up to get and cleaned the house to get ready to church. That means Saturday night you went to bed with that house looking like that. You sat in that house all day Saturday with that house looking like that. Went to sleep and then woke up pissed because you got to clean up when you went to bed with it looking like that. Right, she cleaning one room and they in the next room tearing it up. You said this is literally the Mamiana starter kid. Hello, kids. Filthy house, no good ninjas, baby. A mess. You hear me? A mess. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. Something I always did was kept my house clean. I used to have people come over when my kids were young, and they would literally say, girl, you cannot tell you got 4 kids. And I would be like, what does that mean? Girl, your house do not look like you got 4 kids. I said, well, what does a house with 4 kids look like? Because that's the misconception. People think because you got a lot of kids, your house supposed to stay nasty. No, it don't. My granny raised 10 and her house was never nasty because she made them 10 kids clean up. And I used to be like, that don't even make sense. What do you mean my house don't look? How does a house with 4 kids look like? You know what I'm saying? Like a house is lived in. Now, do understand you're going to have times where a rug get kicked over, table get dirty. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that we were, crazy about it. You know, we weren't like that. But it wasn't to when you walk into my house and you would be like, damn. Nah, because I didn't want to live like that. I wasn't OCD with it, but I damn sure wasn't nasty with it either. And I find a lot of these moms, you know, a lot of people say, oh, they just doing it for the internet. No, that's how they really do live. They just so happen to put it on the internet because they see other people doing it. And they see the attention other people get. And so social media is nothing but a bunch of follow the leaders. That's all it is. It's just a bunch of follow the leaders. And Mama Beanie was sitting around before she started uploading on the internet, watching other women, probably Jasmine and Chrissy and the rest of them. And so she said, well, hell, if they can do it, I can too. I got a nasty house. Let me go and put mine on here too. All right. Let me show y'all one more video. Give me a moment. Okay, yeah, this woman right here.
With a filthy ass house, with a boatload of fucking kids, being a horrible ass parent is the new way to come up. I just saw that young girl that's 26 with 6 kids and 1 on the way. And I remember that white lady that had all them damn kids and they were sleeping on the kitchen floor. I'm so fucking disgusted. I come from that. I was born into that. And to see all these fucking adults online justifying this shit and saying don't judge is bullshit. Nobody talks about how traumatizing that shit is to the kid. I was born on the south side of Chicago. And when I tell you I was born at below poverty, okay? We didn't have floors. We had fucking dirt as floors, okay? We didn't have doors. We had a kitchenette with 2 fucking small rooms, all right? I lived with fucking rats and rodents crawling on me my whole fucking childhood, okay? We were so poor that we didn't have a wash machine. We would wash our clothes in the tub and dry our clothes in the fucking oven, all right? It was times when we didn't have running water. The house was so fucking filthy. It looked like it was abandoned. Okay, coming home to no lights, going to school dirty and hungry. I know what that shit feels like. And for y'all to be sitting up here talking about some don't judge, y'all are fucking horrible people, man. Kids are not put here to heal your trauma. Kids are not put here to fucking suffer. You can only blame your childhood to a certain degree. Once you become an adult and you know better and you keep making the same fucking mistakes, there's something wrong. And I'm blaming both the men and the women because the men that's in the back door sleeping with these women that they know have problems and self-esteem and daddy issues, getting them pregnant and waltzing off, and she's stuck with all these fucking kids because she don't know what the fuck. She don't even know how to love herself. So she's having kids to love her. That's trauma. It was times when my childhood was so fucking hard. It was times when I did feel like, why did you even have me? You growing up, you're not being loved properly. You're not being taken care of. You go into adulthood with no fucking support, no way to run, nowhere to go, no nothing. You in this world just trying to figure out everything on your fucking own. There is no way possible you should be okay with having those many kids living like that. Get online, being a fucked up parent. Next thing you know, you got an Amazon wish list. Everybody in the comments, don't judge what you need. I give you what you need. You motherfuckers that's saying don't judge is simply the ones that's doing the shit, or you just want to feel more superior, to look down on people? Because in life, that's what people want to do. They want to feel more superior. It makes you feel good about yourself when you feel superior, and when you can look down on somebody and say, oh, she's doing horrible. I'll help you. I'll send you what you need, because you want to see the fucking chaos unfold, because low key, your shit ain't in order neither. I'm going to always speak up for the kids. You talking about couldn't even get a good bed to sleep in, slept in a motherfucking bed with springs sticking out of it and scratching you up every night. You going to bed with all these fucking bruises and scratches on you. Going to school hungry, dirty, stinky, being teased. Come on now. And the sad part is those kids are going to grow up creating that same cycle. 9 out of 10, most of them are, because a lot of them don't have the mental capacity to even make it out of that. Y'all just gonna keep having kids. I'm looking for somebody to love you. Stop having fucking kids and heal. Kids are not put here to heal your trauma. I really wish people understood that. Getting on like,
wow. Baby, she spoke truth right there. Yes, Sam, she was speaking truth. And that's basically what Mama Beanie just told us. She basically had her children to heal her trauma as a child of what she went through as a child growing up. And her kids may not be living the exact mirror of what she was going through, but it's very similar. Very similar. I'm pretty sure Mama Beanie was raised in a house that folks didn't clean up. And like I said to you guys before, not teaching your children to be clean, not teaching your children to pick up after themselves, not teaching them to respect the place where they live at is not helping them. It's hurting. It's hindering them. If they don't respect their home, do you think they're going to go anywhere else and respect it? If they don't respect their home, they're not going to go to school and respect that. Because they're thinking, well, if I don't respect the place that I live at, why would I respect the place I just go to school at? They're not. So not teaching your children to be, but again, you can't teach them what you ain't been taught. You can't teach them what you're not willing to learn. You can't teach them that if you're not willing to learn it. Just like Sky, she grew up in field. Now her kids growing up in it. She ain't got ish to give them and yet keep having them and get mad when people talk about it. But that's the thing. Would nobody talk about it if you didn't bring your face on this camera? She told no lies. They let these kids supervise themselves all day, then come in fussing and cussing, mind clean before we move to the next room because I let them know I'm not an octopus. Exactly. I am not an octopus. And I was not put on this earth to just constantly clean up after you. You could clean up if you old enough to mess up, you old enough to clean up. I don't care what nobody say. Okay? You old enough to mess up, you old enough to pick up. If you know to throw it down, you know to pick it up. Period. If you know to throw it down, anytime somebody eating and drinking something and they just take it and throw it on the floor of the house, not throw it outside on the ground outside, but throw it down on the floor of the house that they walk around and live in, that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. All right, y'all. Let's move on. Let me see. So, you know what? The thing for Mama Beanie, she doesn't need a bunch of people on the internet feeling sorry for her. She has to realize that I can do better for myself. I can do better for my children. She don't need a bunch of people on the internet sending her gifts and money and telling her she's a great mom and she's doing a great job, making her feel complacent and comfortable in her current situation, when she should not want to feel comfortable and complacent in that current situation. You can definitely do better. You just got to want to do better. You know how many people were, I've talked to a lot of people where they struggled with their kids and they decided to go back to school and they became registered nurses. I remember working with a nurse. She had 8 kids, Black woman. She had 8 kids and she became a registered nurse with 8 kids. She said her husband was her support system and he allowed her to go to school and be supportive to her while she was in nursing school, helping with the children. And they don't live the way they used to live. They don't live that way anymore. Her husband has a good job. And at the time, I mean, obviously I haven't seen this woman in years, but at the time, she was making good money as a registered nurse. It's when I worked in the ER, in the emergency room. She was an emergency room nurse. And she was young. She was probably 35 or something back then. Yeah, she wasn't 50, 60. She was in her 30s. All right. All right. So you guys talked about Chrissy. Let me see how long this video is, because we're already over an hour and 20 minutes, and you guys talked about it when we first came into the live. Give me a moment, y'all. That's true, Maja. That is so true, sis. That's so true. Miss TLD said, I just told my youngest the other day I was not his maid, and he's the one with autism. Sir, if you can do everything on the computer, you can empty your waste back and keep the clothes off the floor. Exactly. And if you're going to put the clothes on the floor, when you get your tail up out the bed, pick them up and put them in the laundry basket. That's another thing I don't see these women in their household with their children. I don't see these women their bedrooms with laundry baskets. Like, how come the kids don't have dirty clothes hampers in their rooms? Like, what? They definitely sell those at Family Dollar and Dollar General and Walmart. You never see them with that stuff. Oh my God, y'all, this is a 2-hour live stream. Yeah, that's true, Lynn. That is so true. Okay, y'all, because y'all know a lot of Chrissy's videos be a lot of fluff, and then she'll get to the conversation. Give me a moment. Does anybody got the minute mark? Give me a moment. Let me see if I can find this minute mark. All right, you guys, let me see if this is where it's starting. Is it, Lynn? All right, give me a moment, you guys. We might have to do part 1, part 2.
What can I do now? Nothing. Just do your best. There's nothing you can do. It's going to hurt. But then one day you'll wake up and it will hurt a lot less. And as time goes on, it will continue to feel like that to where you don't even care. So, yes, have an amazing day on purpose. Hey, love, I'm also moving, still no place, but I know God has something even better for us. Amen. Amen. Okay. Amen, Linda. Okay. He will make a way, babe. He's going to make a way. Okay. So here's what I wanted to say. And I'm going to start from the beginning. So I was thinking like, okay, I can make this live pretty quick, but because I do have things to do, but let's try to keep it under an hour. Okay. About right at or under an hour. Because you know me, when I get to talking, babe, when I get to talking, okay.
Oh, okay. It's an hour and 20 minutes. I thought I seen 2 hours.
Here's the thing. I'm going to talk about my current landlords and the bullshit that I've been through. I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to keep my mouth shut. I was going to bow out gracefully and just be like, you know what? All right, I'm out. I'm out, right? But no, fuck that. Fuck that. And I know that
one of them watches, or both of them, I don't know, watches my channel. So I hope they see this, because fuck that. Okay. So let's start from the top. I moved into my house September of 2024. Before I even drove 2 hours from my old house to this house, somehow the internet got a hold of my address. I don't even fucking know. I hadn't even put in a change of address at that time yet. So I have no clue how people do what they do or why they do what they do. I don't even think I want to know why, because bitch, I'm nobody. Okay. So they leaked my address, obviously, went through property records, found the owner who's listed, which is the wife, got her number, and was basically like, oh, she's a scammer. You're renting to a scammer. You're renting to someone who's a squatter. You're renting to someone who doesn't pay her rent. You're renting to someone who's going to tear up your property. As a homeowner, that probably was very scary, right? And probably very concerning. My one issue, the only issue that I have, because that was not her fault, was that she got online. She spoke to someone who she did not know who she was speaking to about my personal information, my name. She verified that I was living there. She didn't even know who this person was. She just started running her mouth. That's a safety concern, because I'm a content creator. Why are you, and even
now I'm gonna say this, Chrissy, nothing about you is personal because you're on the internet. You're not a faceless channel. Everybody, your name is Strongmommy Chrissy. You've told us many times that your name is Christina, right? So, in my opinion, that's not leaking your personal information, because you're on the internet and your name is on the internet.
If I wasn't a content creator, it doesn't matter. Why are you releasing people's personal? Why are you confirming anything to somebody you don't know? And then start talking about my personal information, my credit, my application, my name, my name on my application. Start confirming things to somebody who you just picked up the phone and you don't even know this person, right? That gets recorded, puts online, whatever. Then obviously we hop on a call. I'm upset because what the fuck? But I also am understanding, because
now I'm curious. Why is she saying something now? Do y'all think she didn't say something back then because once she smoothed over everything with the landlord, she didn't want to rock the boat? And now that she's leaving, she doesn't care about rocking the boat because the boat didn't already sank? Because why are you saying something? If you feel this way 2 years later, you didn't feel this way when it happened 2 years ago? Because she said she moved to the house in September of 2024. In September of 2026, it would have been 2 whole years.
If that were me, I probably would be thrown. I'd probably be kind of scared or nervous, or like, oh my God, we had not built a rapport. I just met this woman. We just paid to move in. We had not even been there a full 30 days. We probably had been there maybe a week, maybe 2 days. I don't know. We had just got into the house. So we had nothing to go off, no history, no nothing. So she was probably like, oh my God, like, it's like, who is this person? I don't know you. I just know you on paper, right? So we got on a call. I was like, yeah, I apologize for that even happening, because I can understand like that being crazy, right? And so
Rain says because she's actually getting evicted and trying to retaliate or make claims to being the landlord's fault. But she continued to live there after all this happened. And you continue to post online. So if the landlord doing that breached your security, you continue to upload on the internet. So what? I guess I'm confused.
We get on a call. I explain everything. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry that happened, but I assure you, I'm not going to squat in your house. I'm not going to tear your house up. We're just trying to live a peaceful life. And I'm sorry that the internet won't let me do that, but that's really what it is, And so she was like, yeah, okay. You know, that's fine. Did she apologize for getting online and or getting on the phone with that person and revealing my information or confirming things that I feel like was inappropriate for her to do? No, absolutely not. Because there's something about palm-colored people where they don't feel like they owe us anything. Not even a fucking I'm sorry. Okay? So it's okay. Not a I'm bad, my bad. Shouldn't have did that. None of that.
So this lady apparently gets on the phone with somebody from the internet to call to verify your existence in that house shouldn't be. And this woman willingly discussed information about you to someone that she did not know who she was talking to. And you're saying she didn't say sorry? Well, she had to say sorry, sis, because didn't you continue to live there a year and a half later? What she say? Well, bitch, that's your problem. Is that what she said?
I was like, okay, again, I have a thing about, I will read somebody online. I will go there with you. But when it comes to my professional relationships, I keep it strictly professional. That's it. I try not to put my emotions into it to a certain extent. We're going to get to that. And I try not to, because you know me, I might cuss a bitch out. I might if it's necessary. But
so I'm curious. To your point, Dana, if the husband is doing his husband's duty, and let's just say his credit is good, right? We're just going to assume that for you, Chrissy. What's the problem? How come the husband just can't go buy you guys a house? Or how come the husband can't go put a house in his name, a lease in his name? I'm sure he makes 3 times the rent.
When it comes to somebody who you're renting from, and let me pause this. I am sick of renting. So again, I'm working my ass off and I'm making so many sacrifices to make sure that I don't have to do this too much longer. Okay, let's just address that right now, because I know there's going to be somebody that's going to be like, you need to just buy a house. I'm working on it, but I'm not there yet. So for now, this is what it is. But there are certain types of people in this world who are good people, and there are certain types of people in this world who are just not. And I'll let y'all decide. Okay. Now, I'm not here to call anybody anything, but I'm just calling a spade a spade. I'm gonna just say, and like I said, I wasn't going to say anything until some things revealed themselves to me today. And I said, okay, all right. Well, then I guess I don't have to suffer in silence for the next 2 weeks until I get the fuck up out of here. But I guess I'm just gonna say what I needed to say. Okay. So, we have that conversation. I assure her she's going to get her money every month, You know
what? I don't understand getting into it with your landlords all the time, unless they're a slumlord. And didn't this house come fully furnished? Slumlords typically don't fully furnish the house unless it's fully furnished with slum furniture. So and the reason why I'm mentioning this, because we know Chrissy told us this, that she got into it with the landlords in the house that she got put out when she was in Vegas before she moved to Texas. It's like she has a habit of getting into it with the landlords. Like I said, unless your landlord is a total dickwad, I don't understand why she always getting into it with the landlords.
Take care of the house, all those things, which we have done, followed through on all of that.
You think that's what
money has been been given, money has been received, house has been taken care of. Okay. So I hope my phone does not overheat. If it does, I'll come back. But I feel like it's kind of trying to get hot. You know how iPhones are, they're kind of finicky. And I'm kind of like sitting in the sun. So that was issue number 1. So from that point on, I feel as though our professional relationship was already tainted, because it was like, you know, what is this bitch gonna do? You know, and then I feel like as a couple months went by, it's like, okay, right? Everybody should calm down, things settle. That's in the past, right? Then I post a short on multiple platforms that went viral of me taking Cadence's door off the hinges because she was smoking tree in my house, and that was my punishment for her, temporary, obviously, right? But I found out at that point that the wife watches my channel. Okay, you know, I don't see why you would be interested in what I've got going on over here other than to be nosy. But
sis, Chrissy, you told the woman you do social media. The woman herself more than likely has social media. You're living in her house with 9 kids. You're posting content in her home. Yes, I'm going to watch you. Period.
Okay, fine. You know, it's a free. Thank you for the view. Thank you. But what I don't like is being micromanaged, and I have to give you my money every month. That's what I don't like, especially if I'm not breaking any rules or anything, you know, inside of the lease, right?
Taking doors off of hinges. There are typically stipulations in leases about altering the home. When you took the bedroom door off the hinge, that was altering her home. Because when you moved into the house, all the doors were on the hinge. Taking the door off the hinge because you wanted to make a point to the internet, that ain't got shit to do with her. If you need the door taken off the hinge, then you would call her and tell her you got a maintenance issue. And then she would send a maintenance man out there so she can have a record. That's why landlords charge security deposits. I had a friend one time that lived in a house. She rented a house. And she painted the wall in her dining room fuchsia pink and some other color. She wanted to be psychedelic, some psychedelic. So the landlord, and the reason why I know this is because my friend told me about it. The landlord, she had a maintenance issue one time, and the landlord sent the maintenance man over there. The maintenance man, when he walked in the house and seen this fuchsia pink wall, was like, oh, ish. So after he did whatever the maintenance request was, he reports back to the landlord that my friend painted the wall. Obviously, unbeknownst to the landlord. So the landlord told her that she needed to paint that wall back the original color because she didn't ask for permission, nor did he give permission. She was pissed and she was arguing with him. And at the end of the day, that's that man's house. You got to do what he said. So when they attempted to paint the wall back, girl, they couldn't even get the wall back to the original color because the paint was so, I think it was so bright or something, but it kept bleeding into the color that the original wall. It was a mess. But obviously, she didn't get her security deposit back when she moved out. Baby, that landlord was pissed.
So she saw that video. She has my number. She didn't call me. See, I don't play that shit. I don't like that. I want to say something, but I can't say it. So I'm going to have this person do that and call me directly. So I can address you right then and there. We don't have to bullshit. We don't have to play games. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to do I'm going to have my hubby call your hubby and they're going to talk, but it's about something that I saw that I want to say to you. Say it to me. Stand 10 toes on what you have to say to me so I can check you and nip that shit in the bud right then and there. I don't play that. I didn't like that. It irritated me highly. So she had her hubby call mine and say, oh, she removed the door. Just don't do that. Like, ask us permission first. First of all, okay, this is your house. I respect you and I respect that. I don't respect the way that you came about it, number one. Number two, it's not a violation of our lease. We could have been removing that door just to move a big piece of furniture in that room. You know, but it was a temporary punishment for...
Right. I mean, right, Chrissy, you could have done it. You could have removed the door because you were trying to move a big piece of furniture, but your video said different. So that's why that theory, that's not the truth. Your video contradicts what you just said, sis. Your video said you did it because your daughter was smoking pot in the house. And a lot of landlords in a lot of apartment complexes now are banning smoking in the homes, in the apartments, apartments, houses. A lot of places are banning smoking in the rental properties, right? So she probably, again, I don't know this to be certain because I haven't seen the lease. It probably was an addendum in there saying no smoking. So not only did you smoke your daughter smoked in the home, and that she has the receipt because your video states that. Then it shows the reason why you removed the door wasn't because you was moving in, I don't know, a king size headboard. You removed the door off the hinges for punishment for her smoking in the home. Candles too, yeah, candles because it's a fire hazard, right? But more so smoking because smoking stains the walls and it leaves a pungent smell in the home, especially if you're not clean.
Something that my daughter did. Did I break the door down? Absolutely not. Did I say I'm gonna throw the door out? No, absolutely not. I know this is a rental. I know I can't do that. You know, I wouldn't want to do that anyway, even if I own the home, you know? So I was upset and I was like, okay. So I sent her a voice note because I didn't want to get on the phone call because I'm on the phone because I knew that I was going to go off. So I just sent her a voice note and I was like, hey, I don't know why you would want to watch my channel. And I said this in probably a more professional, respectful way with a firm but sweet tone, because I don't like the way that she handled that. And I said, next time I'm here, you can reach out to me directly so that I can address the situation or the questions that you may have directly. He did tell them like, oh, we just stored it, you know, we'll put it back on. Like, it's just a temporary punishment, like whatever. Or consequence, I should say, for what she did. And so I sent her a voice note, whatever. She didn't respond. She had the husband call mine and complain that I sent her a voice note. Okay, now we don't like each other. Now we just don't like each other, right? But that's fine. You know, I told mine and she told hers. Y'all deal with it. You know, y'all go back and forth. So they kind of have been going back and forth with each other, and we don't talk to each other. That's fine.
But see, this is the thing. When Chrissy moved into this house, I'm just want to assume she wasn't with this person that she says she's married to, right? So when you moved into this house, you moved into on whatever income you stated you had, which more than likely was social media. So once you told this woman you do content creation, you're a social media influencer, you showed her your how many people you got following you on YouTube. You either showed her some YouTube printouts of your YouTube income or you made up some, whatever the situation was. Right then and there, you told this woman you do social media. It's not hard to find people on social media, sis. So this is what happens when you don't want people to know your personal business, but yet you tell them you post your personal life on social media for money. And this is how you're going to basically provide the money to pay for your monthly rent by your social media content. I mean, this lady, she's a woman. She's she probably was curious. Okay, what was she over there posting? Especially if she living up in my house. Let's see what the tea is.
I don't want you calling my phone. Don't text my phone. Don't do none of that. Because every time she did text me or something after that, she was rude. She was rude. I mean, before that, she was rude anyway. rude. Just rude. Like, you know, some people are just a bitch, and that was her. So, anywho, there was one time, and now I'm going to get into all of my complaints. There was one time, and I'll read y'all comments after. Somebody said, why was she patrolling you? Don't fucking know. Because I'm black? Maybe? I don't know. Or maybe because, you know, she had this idea of me that somebody put into to her mind that she really just wanted to see if, I don't know.
Yeah, Chrissy, that's what it is. Not only did she have this ideal of you that someone put into her mind, and then all the begging and pleading and redirecting of what was said and done, you had to come and try to smooth it over in order for her to like, how was this lady so much of a bitch? How did this lady not like you and she allowed you to move into her beautiful home? I mean, she had to like something. She let you move into the house. And once all that information came out on the internet and got to her, she continued to allow you to live there. I just think that lady didn't have enough of Chrissy and she don't want her there anymore. The lease is up. She fulfilled her obligation and now, Heifer, you got to go. So that's that simple. That's what it sounded like to me.
I don't know. You know, like I said in the beginning, I gave her the benefit of the doubt, because if I was a homo, I should put myself in her shoes and I say, listen, you know, I understand you have to earn trust. So trust is not something that you just get, especially when you're a content creator and something like that happens. You really have to double down and earn that, right? So I said, okay, you know, let's build some rapport. Let's whatever. I was always, you know, responsive, friendly, and all that when she ever reached out to me about anything or whatever. It was always cordial. It wasn't until that point that I was like, fuck this bitch. I don't got time for this shit. You know, I work too goddamn hard for my money. So does my hubby. And I work too motherfucking hard to be giving it to somebody who's going to treat me like I'm a piece of shit, like I'm trash, like I'm beneath them. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't play that shit. I don't like.
What you mean how she treats you, sis? How often do you talk to this lady? Let's be honest, in 2026, unless you have a maintenance request, you should never have to talk to her. Paying your rent, you don't got to talk to her to pay your rent. I'm pretty sure she has some type of rent portal set up, or maybe she tell you to zell it to her account. Unless there's a maintenance request, you should never have to talk to this one. So why do you keep acting like you and this lady then fell out? Fell out for what? Other than you altering her home. Like, I don't understand what she's talking about. She don't have to love you. She don't have to send you a Christmas card. She don't have to invite you over for the kid's birthday. You're her tenant. Pay your rent, abide by the rules she's established in her lease, and that's it, sis. I ain't never been best friends with a landlord. I'm going to pay my rent. If something go wrong, I'm going to call you. You send somebody over here quickly, and that's it. Y'all don't never have to talk to the landlord. Well, unless there's a maintenance issue, what the hell am I talking to the landlord for?
I'm respectful, but I'm firm. You're not going to fuck me over. You're not going to do anything you want to me just because I live here. I do have tenant rights, and you will respect those. And I put my foot down very early on. Very early on. And from that point, they didn't like me anymore. That's fine. You ain't got to like me, but you will respect me. I do remember that first lady. When they found out they couldn't disrespect me, then they were like, "Oh, let's talk to hubby." Okay, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that, because you're not gonna disrespect me at all. And all that shit you're trying to do, it ain't gonna work. So, anyway, after that, there is a wiring issue in the kitchen. When I moved in, there is a plug that is next to, there's like a whole bunch of plugs on the side of my kitchen. Those of you who see my kitchen, I'm in my kitchen all the time. there are a lot of plugs on that side where the stove is. There is a secondary plug that, and mind you, I do have like, cookers and stuff, but I don't keep anything plugged in all the time, except for my ice machine. And other than that, like I don't really plug anything on that side, because when we moved in, it was covered with tape, that one outlet. Or like somebody had tried to like peel it off, and I noticed that it was like some tape there. And I was like, okay, I didn't think much of it. But then I think one day I don't remember what it was. I had plugged in two things, just two. One, it was like one thing on this outlet, one thing on that one, and it shut the whole down. The whole left side of my kitchen had no power. Not only that, the dining room, which is my office, had no power. And I went to the breaker immediately, trying to reset it. I was trying to press the reset thing on the outlet. Nothing was working. Okay. So then, we tell the owners, and they're like, I text the owner, the wife, and I'm like, hey, I plugged something in, everything shut down. I tried to reset it at the breaker. I tried this, I tried that. Nothing's working. I waited a few minutes. I tried again. It's not working. Irritated. They're irritated. They're irritated because they have to send somebody. Well, are you sure? Because then we have to send somebody. Yes, BITCH, I'm sure it's not working. But I wasn't rude at all. Not at all. I was just like, oh, yeah, I did try that. I did try this, yada, yada. They send someone. This BITCH texts me afterwards. The guy does something, finagles with it, and gets it to shut on. Great. Thank you. Appreciate that. She texts me afterwards and is like, yeah, well, just, be careful, because, if you plug a lot of things in, just like any kitchen, it'll flip the thing or whatever. And it's costly to send somebody out. Bitch, I don't own you. What do you want me to do? I said, yeah, okay, I get it. But I didn't argue with her. I just said, okay, I only plugged it. Okay. You should be able to plug in a coffee machine and an ice maker on the same switch. This will be important in a minute, and I'll tell you why. But I said, okay, whatever. Let that go. After the door incident, we got an email from the husband that said they're sending someone to do, a real estate agent to do an inspection of the house. And I was like, I told my hubby, I was like, well, they're full of shit, but okay. Like, we're at the, that's what I hate about renting. You're at the fucking liberty of whatever the fuck they want to do to you. You'll understand in a second, right?
Yeah, Chrissy. Yeah, because you're not the homeowner. Now, again, the landlord still will respect you. He sent you an email, from what you're saying, that a realtor is coming by to do an inspection. That was at your courtesy. He more than like, if this even happened, he asked you, when would you be available? When is a good time? Out of courtesy, they just can't come up in there because it's their home. So them sending you an email forewarning you that someone needs to come to the house due to something they got going on, that was the courtesy right there. So are you saying as long as you live in that house, they're not supposed to ever have no business handle with their property?
So although I was irritated about that, although I felt like, wow, you're being passive aggressive as fuck. All right. We have nothing to hide. Come see the house. Send whoever. I wanted to make sure that this person was a legit person and not just Becky from up the street. So I made them give me that information, but they did not give me that information. I had to email him back and be like, hey, okay, this is random. I didn't say that part, but it was. And I was like, okay, well, I just need to know the day, the time, the information of this person. And since you said she's a real estate agent, I need her license number. And she can contact me directly as well if that's something that needs to happen as well, whatever. Because if she's going to step foot in my house that I'm renting, okay, I need to know who is stepping foot in here. So, they gave me the information. Everything was fine. We set up the walkthrough. Perfect. No complaints. No complaints. You can bet your bottom dollar they probably wanted to see something that they could be like, oh, I just feel like they didn't like us. That's how I feel. It's professional. It's a professional relationship, so my feelings aren't in it. But if I'm talking to you as a friend, just.
So let me say this. Who said this is not your house? Dana, actually it is her house. When you're renting, this is where I live at. This is my address, meaning I'm paying to possess this house for whatever length of time, be it 6 months, a year, or 2 years, right? I don't own this home, but this is my house while I'm living here. And landlords want you to feel that way, because if you feel like it's yours, then you will, at times, not everybody, it doesn't apply to everybody. Most people will take care of it like it truly, like they own it. So technically, yes, it is her house that she is renting. It's not the house that she owns.
Us talking as girlfriends or whatever, I don't think they liked us. I don't have a reason for it, but they just, ever since that whole incident from the beginning happened, it just was all downhill from there. So again, I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to just be like, okay, y'all got it. I'm cool to leave. But it's the manipulation and it's the bullshit for me that I do not appreciate. You did not have to do that. That was uncalled for, very unprofessional, and fuck you for it. Absolutely. Okay. So let's proceed with the story. So, you know, they send a lady. She's like, oh yeah, it's fine. Like everything's great. Like it's cool, whatever. And we hear nothing. We hear nothing from the either of them.
So let me say this. I will say this though. Her asking for the realtor's license and all that. First and foremost, Chrissy don't need all that. If the landlord calls you or emails you and say, hey, I have someone that's going to be coming over. They say they can come over on this date at this time. Will you be available for them to come by? Like, will you be there? He doesn't have to even tell you what the reason they're coming there for, because that's his business, right? But what he does have to do is respect the fact that you are living there. Like, he's giving you permission to live in that home. So he or she do have to respect your privacy, right? And if a realtor was really coming over there, more than likely the realtor, out of professionalism, may have showed Chrissy his or her card. Like, this is my card. I'm here on behalf of whoever the owner is to do whatever they're doing, right? Just out of courtesy, because you're stepping into the house that she is occupying, right? But as far as you asking for the realtor's license number, and nobody has to give that to you, ma'am. Yeah, you don't have the right to possess that information. You just need to know, I'm sending somebody over there. This is who I'm sending over there. They're coming on this day and at this time. Is that convenient for you? If that's not convenient for you, when will it be convenient for you? But what you're not going to do is make it inconvenient for me, the owner, to get my business handled for my home. Now, that's what you're not going to do. And if you try to do it, then we're going to get some attorneys involved. It's just like that whole squatting thing, right? It's like that whole squatting thing. Y'all know that's been going on a lot. I've been seeing a lot of videos of owners, people moving into their homes, being squatters, and it's taking them months or even years to get these squatters out their home. It's weird. As a tenant, you definitely have rights, but you can't overstep your boundaries as if you own this home, because you don't own this home. You rent this home. There's a difference.
Wife or the husband, nothing. Not okay, well, cool, everything checked out, fine, great, whatever. He told us that he was going to do an inspection like every other month or something. After that, they never sent her back there. They never wanted to do an inspection. Oh, we shut them the fuck up real good, I guess, right? Because they just knew, I guess. After that, the dishwasher stopped working. Or sometime around there. Might have been before that. I don't remember. But at some point, the dishwasher stopped working. If you guys watch my vlogs, I always have dishes on the countertop. There's a towel, and we always put our dishes there because, like, we have way too many dishes for, like, a dish rack. So we just do a towel and just put them up there until they dry, and then we just put them away because we don't have a fucking dishwasher. We have not had a dishwasher for 7 or 8 months. We have not had a dishwasher for when we got there, and I have proof of all this. So I dare a bitch. I double dog dare any bitch to challenge me on this internet. Don't ever do it. I keep everything. Okay? We did our job, right? If something like, because the dishwasher, when we moved in, it was not drying. The drying mechanism did not work. But the dishes, the dishwasher did wash dishes. We noted that in that we have an app. We noted it in the app, but kept it pushing because it's like, honestly, bro, it's not drying. We didn't mention it. And the guy was like, yeah, the dishwasher is 10 years old. So, you know, that's probably why. And we kind of just, okay. And bitch, what's your point? And we just kind of kept it pushing. I kept using the dishwasher because it's like, okay, they don't dry, but they wash. So it saves me some time. I won't complain. This is a 2-year lease. And we're not even on year 1 yet. And we're already having issues with people wanting to fix shit. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's keep going. So shortly after that, about a month later, the dishwasher stops working completely in its entirety. You know, me and hubby, we on Google, not Google, we're on YouTube trying to figure out like, okay, is there, you know, whatever. We contact the owners immediately, right? And we're like, hey, the dishwasher just stopped working. Like we can press the buttons and it'll turn on, but there's no water flowing. It's not spinning. It's not doing anything. We don't know what to do. He straight up told us, we're not fucking fixing it. We're not replacing it. We're not doing anything. We don't have to because it's an amenity.
So what do you guys think about that? A dishwasher is an amenity. Was it a part of the appliances that was listed on the lease that was coming with the home? If it was a part of one of the appliances that's an amenity that's coming with the home, wouldn't the landlord be liable to keep it operable? I mean, a garage door, with a garage door? Well, no, because some houses don't have garages and some houses do have garages. So if I rent a house with a garage and the garage door stops working, are you not going to fix the garage door? So what you going to tell me? Just go out the front door? But my car is in the garage. How am I going to get it out? Oh, well, just manually pull your garage door up and down. Oh, okay. So do you want me to manually pay you the rent when I feel like it? No, I'm just saying. So I don't know about that one. If, again, y'all know Chrissy lies a lot. So I don't know if this actually was said. If he said, oh, we're not just going to flat out fix it. I mean, he could say, well, you know what? We're just going to take the dishwasher out. It's not like she said the sink stopped up and we're not going to come unclog the sink, or the plumbing, the sinks are leaking and we're not going to fix the leak. I mean, if the dishwasher isn't working anymore, they could opt to remove it and not replace it because she still has a way to wash dishes with the sink.
So, but it's an amenity that they provided. So why would you not? It's not our amenity. We didn't bring that here. You provided it. So why would you not, in good faith, fix the shit or replace it? You said yourself it's 10 years old. Okay. Didn't want to fix it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why
So then my hubby was like, well, what if I buy a dishwasher and just put it in there? And he was just like, I don't know. He was trying to work something out with them. And at the end of the day, I said, don't you dare buy a dishwasher for this motherfucking house. Yeah, we can take it with us, but what the fuck we gonna do with a dishwasher? Yeah, we.
Your hubby said he was gonna buy a dishwasher. He'll buy a dishwasher, but y'all drove 2 different cars to Vegas. Why would he just buy a bigger car so you guys all can ride together as a family? Not you'll buy a dishwasher, but y'all took 2 cars to Vegas. Girl, a mess.
Can sell it, but why would you? Don't you dare buy a dishwasher for these motherfuckers. They need to do what they're supposed to do and replace it or fix it. That's what they're supposed to do. I said, don't you dare. I'll wash the dishes by hand. Fuck that. Okay. So After that, the 10-year-old microwave over the stove blew out. It turns on, but it does not heat. It turns on, but it does not heat. These are not things that I could possibly break. You know, it's not a situation where, oh, well, the door is shattered or you know, like it's old and it doesn't work, you know, wouldn't replace it. I said, okay, well, we got to have a microwave. So we went and got just like a little cheap microwave. It sits on my counter on the other side. Because remind you, you can't plug nothing up on the left side because it'll shut the shit down. So we were just kind of making it shake.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know why your landlord wouldn't fix the electrical issue that you state you're having, because that's a fire hazard. So I don't understand why, if there's some type of electrical shortage in that house, I don't understand why they didn't send an electrician over there, because that could cause some problems. So I'm not understanding that one.
Right. At this point, in the story, I forgot where we at, but there was microwave, the dishwasher don't work, this and that. There's something else that they were like, they didn't want to fix. And then after that, what happened? Where am I at in the story? Girl, there's so much that happened over the last 16 months. Shortly after that, at some point, they start pressing us, right? Yeah, it's time to move. It was time. So I'm not complaining about moving. Not at all. So what was I going to say? And I think all of these things are just little things that stack up to be a bigger thing that they were just kind of trying to make shit uncomfortable for us. So we wouldn't want to be there anyway, because we have a contract. They can't tell us, oh, well, you have to move, because we haven't violated the lease terms at all, you know? And you could tell they were looking for things or trying to make it uncomfortable, and just nothing was working. Because I'm like, you're not going to force me to move until I'm ready, because I have children. Even though that was a conversation that I was starting to have with my man. And I was like, you know, what does us leaving look like? Because I don't want to be anywhere I'm not welcome. I'm not wanted. I don't like the energy, and I'm ready to get the fuck up and go. I don't stay nowhere longer than my stay should be had. Okay. And then we were talking about, okay, well, you know, realistically, what does that look like? You know, whatever. So anyway, so I had to turn my air on because I feel like my phone's about to overheat. So just let me know if it gets too loud. So after this, what else happens? They start coming to us. The husband comes to.
Okay, I have a question. Where are we going with this story? What's the purpose of her telling us all the things that she's neglected to mention in her vlogs throughout the last year and a half? Because if you and the landlord was on rocky grounds, I mean, if you just wanted to blast them as long as you was paying your rent, what's the problem? I don't understand what's the context of, like, where is she going with all of this?
My hubby and is like, you know, let's talk about like redoing the lease for a shorter term, right? That was the first time that he said that. Actually, let me go back. Well, actually, we'll keep it here, and then I'll just remind me to tell you about the electrical outlet again, because that shit happens again. But and again, okay, let me just talk about it now while it's fresh on my mind. When the electrical outlet thing was an issue, I felt like we were being blamed for it. Like, you did something, you plugged too much stuff in, you did something to cause this, and watch what you're doing, because that costs us money to send somebody out type shit. And again, I don't delete a motherfucking thing. I have all of the text messages. I have all of the receipts. I have everything. Okay. So that's how I felt, but I still kept it professional, because who cares how you feel? It's not your place. You know, I didn't have to pay for it. I'm sure that was frustrating, but if you're going to own a home and have renters, then that is what comes with it. So why are you mad at me? You know, your house has appliances from 25 years ago. Update that shit. Don't be mad at me or pay to maintain it. So then Thanksgiving rolls around. The outlet flips again, and this time it does the same thing. I can't get it to turn on. I can't get it to reset. I can't do anything, and it's just not working. So my hubby contacts her husband. He's like, okay, and it's like the day before Thanksgiving, 2 days before this, the day 2 days before Thanksgiving. So I'm trying to cook and stuff with no stove, because remind you, that outlet controls the whole left side of the kitchen. No stove, nothing. Luckily, it's a gas stove, so I was able to like turn the gas and light it by hand, so I could cook stuff on top of the stove, but I couldn't use the oven, and it just was a huge inconvenience. So I was like, you got to tell, you know, unless we're going to pay for it, you got to tell them, like, and see if they'll, before we do pay for it, because it's got to get done. But, you know, before we do this, reach out and see if they'll pay for it. He reached out, and I don't know, maybe he just was feeling friendly that day. He sent somebody. I was like, okay, cool. He sent somebody, the same guy from before, same quack from before. And the guy's like fiddling around with some shit. And he's like, I can't fix this. I'm not an electrician. He's just a handyman. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, I'll get with them and I'll let them know. Okay, cool. So then they have to find an electrician. They find an electrician. They come. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me back up. We do call an electrician first. We did call an electrician first, because I was like, let's just get it taken care of, because I already know with the history of these people, they're not going to want to fix it. And I needed to cook in my kitchen. Okay. So we call somebody and they're like, okay, well, if you're not the owners, we have to speak to the owners before, you know, and let them know and see whatever. So that's why they did it, because I think the electrical company called and they were like, yeah, it's going to be like $400 or something like that, $500. I don't know. And they were like, oh yeah, that's too expensive. We don't want to do that. That's fine. I've had that happen before. Like, you call somebody on your own. They call the
child. She is just rambling on. Imagine being on the internet for years, and at least once a year, or if not, at least once a year, there's some type of rental situation with Chrissy. Chrissy, if it ain't her getting put out, it's something with the landlords. Baby, there is no way. Child, there is no way that I could live like this. I could do this. Them damn cheering. Baby, there is no way. It's like, sis, what are you talking about? I mean, y'all didn't have no stove. Y'all couldn't cook. The landlord didn't get over there fast enough. Hell, you took the kids to Vegas for Christmas. Why y'all just didn't go out to eat for Thanksgiving? The restaurants was open.
The landlord's like, I'm not paying that. I can find it cheaper. And then they just send their own person. That is fine. I'm not mad about that. So whatever. They send the handyman. The handyman is not an electrician, but they sent him anyway, just to fiddle around with some shit and say, I don't know. I do the same shit I did. Okay. And I don't know what's going on. So then they had to find an electrician. They send the electrician and he says, you didn't do anything wrong. Whoever wired this kitchen wired it wrong. They wired it backwards. They put this one over here and that one over there. And that's why when you plug it in, it shuts off because it's not wired right. He's like, don't worry about it. I fixed it for you. Happy holidays. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Because why are you trying to assume that it's me? All I did was plug in I should be able to plug in a coffee machine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had a lot of houses, y'all. And I've never had a house with an electrical problem where you plug in something and the whole shit shuts down. So anyway, I just had to say that because, like I said, a couple months prior, I felt like I was the issue. She tried to make it seem like we were the problem. Like, you plugged in too many things. Don't plug in stuff. Like, what the fuck? For $3,000 a month, I should be able to plug in whatever the fuck I please without worrying about it shutting down. But anyway.
How many? You're paying $3,000 a month to rent a house? $3,000 3,000 American dollars a month? What? But you refuse to buy a home? Wait, hold on, sis. You state that you've been paying $3,000 since September of 24 a month, but you won't buy a home? Baby, I bet when this person that you claim you married met you and he asked how much was the rent, he said, wait, what? You're paying $3,000 a month. I wouldn't give a damn how beautiful the house is. It ain't yours. Meaning you don't own it. $3,000. Girl, you could have went and, baby, you could have just went and sacrificed and got a 2-bedroom for a year. Y'all would just had to figure it out and got whatever you needed to get straight on your credit and went and got yourself into some type of first-time home buyer program and bought you a home. But that's the thing, y'all. She always paying rent amounts that are astronomical and never has a good story. When Chrissy gets done paying all these enormous amounts of rent, sis can't even get them for rental history. So you're literally like nothing. You don't even get the benefit of using them as rental history. Maybe that's why she's so comfortable with renting cars. Because that don't even make sense to me. You paying all this money and you can't even use at the end of whatever lease, you can't even use them as a rental history? Baby, oh, mess. I wish I would be paying $3,000 a month to stay somewhere and I still got to fake the paperwork. I got to make up fictitious names, use my cousin as my landlord. Baby, I wish I would be paying $3,000 a month and can't use the actual people I rented from's information to show proof that I lived in your home, paid my rent on time, and didn't tear it up. Baby, I wouldn't get on the internet and tell this story to no damn body, even if they wanted to listen.
I digress. At some point, they come to hubby. Hubby brings it to me that that they would like to shorten our lease term. Our lease term is 2 years. We are at this point like 1 year in or approaching 1 year. And I told him, okay, because I don't want to be here any fucking way. But I'm not going to move when it's good for them. I'm going to move when it's good for us. We have kids. The best time to move is summer, but summer's when our lease was ending anyway. So I was like, we can just leave, in the spring because that's right around the time the kids really do get out of school and stuff like that. So, we can make better moves that way. So he gets back to him. He's like, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Was hubby put on the lease? Because why is they steady talking to hubby? Is he on the lease? Because how is you talking to somebody that's not a leaseholder? If that's the case, they should have just, called the neighbor up. The neighbor next door to the house. Because I bet you the neighbor got tea.
We can do April. April is good for us because, that's a good time for us. It's far enough after the holidays to where we can recoup a little bit and kind of do what we need to do, find a place, all of those things, right? And he says, okay, April's fine. Then they send us this this new lease. Y'all, I should have brought my iPad. The new lease that they sent us was bullshit. Basically, if you cough wrong, you forfeit your deposit. If you cough wrong, you got to get the fuck out today. No 30-day notice. The lease was, I put that shit into ChatGPT just to make sure I wasn't tripping. I know I'm not. I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb.
I'm gonna tell you what it is, y'all. Once that wife got tea of Chrissy and the internet, sis went down the rabbit hole with Chrissy. She went down the rabbit hole. She saw a lot of videos, reaction videos, Chrissy's own videos, and sis probably said, "Oh shit." what the hell did I just do? And from that point on, although, and again, this is my opinion, this is not fact, this is my opinion, my assumption. From that point on, she probably, once she made it okay with Chrissy to stay in the house, soon after her moving in, all that drama jumped up about people calling her landlord and stuff. Once the landlord started to make amends to that situation, in the back of her mind, she more than likely was like, something ain't right. I just don't feel right. And once she started going down the rabbit hole and realized who she rented to, sis was in the back of her mind trying to figure out every way she could to get the hell out of her damn house. Although I'm just going to assume they enjoyed receiving the rent money, but in her spirit, I'm telling you, that landlord was like, I want this heifer out of my house. And I don't believe they sent them no revised lease, because why would they send you a revised lease when they're wanting to shorten the lease from 2 years to basically at the time when they suggested this conversation? Why would they send you a revised lease and they're telling you they don't want you even to fulfill the 2-year lease? Oh, really, Sheikah? Okay.
But I put it in ChatGPT. ChatGPT laughed and said, bitch, you better not sign that. And I won't. I wrote back and I said, what the fuck is this? You're not going to send me some lease that basically would be foolish of me to sign, of us to sign. We're not going to do that. Take it back to the drawing board and bring back a better lease where it's fair for everybody. Guess who sent the lease? The wife. They sent back a lease, another lease. Not acceptable. I said,
when do we get to the part where she says the house is being foreclosed on? Did she not just do a video not even a month ago saying the house was being foreclosed on? So when you told us that the realtors were coming by and people were coming by, you just said in this video that they emailed you and told you a realtor was coming to do. When do we get to that part of the story? Because if the house is being foreclosed on, why are they revising leases? Because surely they know their house is being foreclosed on. They're the ones not paying the mortgage.
We'll just keep our current lease.
She talks about it, Pearl. Okay.
We're not violating the lease terms. You're getting paid. You can't do shit. We'll see you in September. Unless you want to send back a proper lease. And then I think the husband was just like, okay, we could just keep our current lease that we have and just agree that April was going to work. Okay. Fine. Like, the fuck? You don't run shit. Not when it comes to this lease. That's the only leverage we have. And I was like, we're not giving that leverage up because it doesn't benefit us. I'm not running a fucking charity here. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm just like, yeah, whatever works for you guys. Kick us out in the street in the middle of winter.
I don't know if Chrissy's husband is a doctor, a psychologist, a butcher, a candle maker. I don't know what her husband allegedly does for a living. But I would just assume, how was he living prior to meeting you, sis? Because I'm just going to assume he's held a lease at some point. And why would he want to live in this uncomfortable situation with his wife and his 9 children he inherited? Wouldn't he just say, you know what, babe? We ain't got to do all this. They want us to go. Let's just find somewhere that we're comfortable. They're comfortable with us being here and we're comfortable being here. Why is the husband acting like he ain't got nowhere to send y'all or take y'all? Or he can't find nowhere for y'all to go? Because a real man would be like, I ain't for the BS. All the constant back and forth with the landlord, a real man, it would have been enough for him. In my opinion. It ain't like y'all, or do y'all just gotta be, y'all literally ain't got nowhere to go. You can't find nowhere to go. Is his credit ain't shit either, too? Because why are you marrying somebody that's in the same situation as you, if not worse? I'm just saying, what does hubby do? Did he not get no money? But what does he do? Because I'm trying to figure out why is he sitting here listening to you? Because I'd have been told you to hush, pushed you down on your forehead, and told you sit down, be quiet, let me take the wheel. Because obviously you got a lot of garbage going on around here. Beefing with the landlord's wife and all this old foolishness going on. I'm just trying to figure out why the husband ain't told you to hush yet.
Dead of winter. Whatever works for you guys. What the fuck? No. So then, that's where the plot fucking thickens, bitch. Soon as like 1 year kind of hits, right around October, I start getting letters from Navy Federal Credit Union. And I'm like, what? And it says right on the mail what it is. So I bring it to my hubs and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I have informed delivery on, those of us who don't know, informed delivery is like the USPS has this like delivery service that you can kind of like sign up for. It's free and they'll kind of like inform you of what mail you're going to get that day. So after the letters started coming, again, had nothing to do with me. I was like, well, shit, I don't know what they got going on, but it has nothing to do with us. So, let that go. Then I think they put in a mail forward at that point because they stopped coming, but I still kept getting them. They kept getting scanned in for our address, but they stopped coming in the mailbox. And it was basically just like, how it looks when somebody trying to get their money, what the mail looks like. So after that, I'm in the kitchen one day washing them dishes because I ain't got no dishwasher, bitch. Right? Somebody knock on the door. Boo, 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 boo. I said, I'm not expecting company. It's 12 p.m. on a Tuesday. Guy with the badge at my door, like, yeah, does so-and-so like live here, the owners? And I was like, well, they own this house, but we're renting from them. Like, can I help you? He's like, oh, I'm just so-and-so from the bank, and I'm just here to make sure that the house isn't abandoned because blah, 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 blah. Now, this is the natural process of foreclosure, right? Again, I wasn't going to say anything, but now I don't give a fuck. So I was like, oh, okay, oh my God. Because also another thing that I noticed when I had got a notification on my Google that somebody was approaching the house. And so, that happens sometimes if somebody's walking. My neighbor walks her dog all the time and she'll walk by and I'll get that notification. So I didn't think much of it. But then someone said, look at the camera. And I was looking at the camera and he's taking pictures of my car. My garage door was open. He's taking pictures of my car. And I'm like, what? Like my car sitting in the garage. And I run to the door, like after he hits it, by the time I'm like, what the fuck? He's banging on the door. And so I'm like, okay. And so I was like, so what does that mean? He's like, oh, well, they don't tell me anything. I don't know. I'm just the guy who comes out here to make sure the house is not abandoned. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, well, cool. We're here. So then I call hubby at work and I'm like, what? This just happened. What the fuck's going on? Because of course they're not communicating with us. The owners are not communicating any of this stuff with us. And now I know why. And I'll get to that in a second. So after that, some time goes by and the same guy from the bank comes back. I think actually before that, I sent an email and I said something along the lines of, due to the financial state of this house, like I need to make sure my security deposit is okay. Because if you're not paying the mortgage, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with the money that we're giving you every month. I didn't say that, but that's essentially what I was trying to say in a nice professional way. But anyway, no response because they only communicate when they want something. So
let me ask you a question, you guys. So when they're in the process of foreclosure, do the bank send somebody to the house with a badge on to see if the house is vacant? Yeah, not her asking for a refund of deposit. You saying yes? Are you saying yes to my question, or are you just saying yes, Tasha? What's your question? No, I'm asking. Okay, no, yes, they take pictures of the house also. No, sis, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't never heard of that. I've never heard of that. Because the house is not foreclosed on until it goes through court proceedings. Yes, but that's when it's very delinquent and they will come out and take pictures. Exactly. Miss TLD said, girl, I don't know. I ain't never had no house foreclosed on. I haven't either. I've never heard of that. It happened to me and I moved the same day. Not you moved the same day. They never walk up to the house more. You said they never walk up to the house, more like stay in the car and take pictures. That's what I thought, Miss Simmons, because don't they call it like, maybe they don't call it a surveyor or surveying. Maybe that's not the word for it. You have had one? But I don't see them knocking on the door. I can see them taking pictures from the house from the outside. And once they get possession of the home legally, then going inside. They will come up and knock. I had never heard of that, but I've never had that happen to me, so.
After that, the guy comes back on like a weekend day. It was like a Saturday, and we were all home. And the same thing happened. Now, I didn't know that I've never been through a foreclosure, so I didn't know that they come back every month. But at that time, hubby was home, and so he was talking to him. He's like, yeah, I'll be back every month just to make sure the house isn't abandoned until whatever happens, right? And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know that. So he was like, yeah, thanks. So anywho, we're like, okay, well, at this point, April's around the corner. So we're getting ready to move, I guess. Anyway. And then we get an email. And again, at this point, the owners have not communicated anything with us, said anything, whatever. I guess they don't have to, whatever. But just, I guess, whatever. So then we get an email that basically says, hey, the house is getting foreclosed on in a month. You have two options. You can move by the end of January, or you can stay, and then, you know, the bank will assume your deposit and you'll just have to pay the bank directly, and you'll have to, like, I'll have to transfer all your information over. Like, he really made it seem like it was a big deal, when really it's like, if I really wanted to, I could fucking stay here and just be like, yeah, let the bank take it. And we'll just pay the bank.
You know, V-Tart, that's what I was thinking. Me personally, I was thinking it had to depend on the type of loan that it is. Now, a VA loan, again, y'all, I'm sorry. I don't want to sound, because I'm not knowledgeable on the foreclosure thing. So I don't know. It just, I don't know. It just don't sound. Now, it's the bank assuming the security deposit. Well, girl, the bank then assumed everything, not just the security. Bank then assumed the whole damn house. What you mean? Girl, the bank ain't worried about no damn security deposit. How the bank gonna get the security deposit? So you're saying the landlord is gonna release the security deposit to the bank? Child, the bank is assuming you ain't got no money, hence the reason why the house is being foreclosed on. So what they waiting on the security deposit for? Baby, a mess.
And the bank has to give us formal notice to move, and that's probably like more time than 30 days. So, but, you know, basically at this point, you know, I'm talking to Hubs about it, and we're just like, he looking at me, I'm looking at him, and we like, we'll just move. Like, it's not convenient timing at all, because it was right before Christmas that he sent that email. So it's not convenient timing at all, but nonetheless, what the F can we do about it? Nothing. You know, it's like, we at this point, we're ready to go. Just, so much shit has happened. We're just ready to go. So, I'm I'm sure there's more stuff that I'm forgetting, but whatever. You guys understand the plot that and how this is all laying out. So here's where we are.
Okay, Mrs. Simmons, that makes sense.
Here's where we are. My house is backlisted on Zillow. Bitch, what? For rent. Naughty, naughty, naughty. See, at this point, and it's cool because we are, like I said, we are already moving. We already told them like we're gonna move at the end of January. But bitch, could you let the door swing and hit us on the way out before you posted the shit and told on yourself that basically y'all let the house slip into a gray little foreclosure area? I don't know what the fuck they're doing. And then I was thinking, well, maybe it's like in the process and they just want to like do a quick little 3-month lease or something, or 6-month lease. I don't know how that works until it finishes or they sell it or whatever they do. I'm trying to figure it out. Then I read through the ad.
Here's my thing though. Now that we are, let me see, where we at, y'all? How long have we been on here? My God, today, damn near an hour. Now that we are almost an hour into this video, we get to the point where the whole reason for the live is here. So in my opinion, the reason why this live is done by Chrissy is to let y'all know that the house is back on Zillow after she knows she did a video a few weeks ago telling us that the house was in foreclosure. All I want to know is, what was the whole purpose of telling us about you falling out with the landlord's wife? They won't fix the dishwasher, and they say they ain't gonna fix it. The electrical problems in the home, you taking the door off the hinges, and the landlord wife seen it on social media because it went viral. Why did you tell us all of that just to tell us, yes, I told y'all that the house is being foreclosed on, but apparently it's back on Zillow? Why did she tell us all of that just to tell us this? Because it don't make sense. All you had to do was tell us, y'all remember I told you the house is being foreclosed on? Bitch, it's back on Zillow. Girl, you could have did this video in 30 damn minutes. It was her saying, so why do we need to be mad at the landlord? We don't own, we're not renting the house. Why did she want the internet to be upset with the landlord? That's basically all it is, mommy. They want Chrissy gone for whatever the reasons may be.
And I'm like, 1-year lease. Oh, so you're not foreclosing. Maybe you just let that happen so you can try to go with the idea and try to make us believe that we are trying to cause urgency. I really don't like these people, because why would you do that? We were leaving in April anyway. That wasn't quick enough for you. You didn't like that. So you were like, no, we got to find a way. They tried to make us uncomfortable by not fixing shit, by not fixing amenities. They tried to make us uncomfortable by saying, oh, we're going to pop up and do random inspections. And we welcome that. Okay, come on. Whatever. What else? They tried to say, oh, well, we just feel like we should shorten the lease term and you just let us know when works for you. We do that. Okay, April. We can leave in April. That wasn't good enough for them. Then they gonna come back and say, oh my God. The house is getting foreclosed on due to some financial issues. The house is, I don't know why I'm doing that accent. We're getting foreclosed, so you have to move. And then you're gonna list the fucking house on Zillow? Bitch, that's the biggest slap in my motherfucking face. Fuck y'all.
Why? Why is that the biggest slap in your face? It's obvious there's tension between you and the owners of the home. I would deem it to be uncomfortable, especially with them not wanting or willing to come fix things. I mean, at this point, sis, you should have just put your rent in abatement, not pay it to them, but pay it to the courts. Oh, you don't want to fix stuff in here? Oh, okay, well, I'm not going to give you my rent money, but I'm going to give it to the courts just so I can CYA. I don't understand what's the big surprise, because them making y'all feel very, from what you say, unwelcomed, unwanted, uncomfortable would have been all the more ignition for me to get the hell on up out of there. Because it sounds like at this point, Chrissy could have did like she did with all the other houses. Just leave before the lease has been fulfilled. Baby, this is a mess.
Glad to be going. Glad to be leaving. Take this shit. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. It ain't that great. It's not that grand. I'll get the fuck on. Because I know you fucking lying. Like, because obviously I'm going on there. I'm looking for houses for me. I'm just looking around. And that shit pops up because it was in my favorites back when I first applied for this house. And so it just popped back up because I guess it's back on the market. She just posted that shit. You ignorant bitch.
Baby, they forced Chrissy's hand and she shook it. Soon as Chrissy said, well, we gonna go leave by the end of January, honey, that woman said, thank God. And baby, she flew and threw that house back on Zillow or wherever she said it's at. Baby, that woman said, that's all I needed to hear. Get your asses on up out of here, and I'ma holler. Baby, that's all the landlord wanted. Now she still had the house in her favorites for when she applied for.
Sat there for a second. I texted my hubby. I said, did you see this shit? He said, yeah, I already saw it. He didn't even tell me about it because he knows me. He knows me. He said, nah. He's like, yeah, I already saw it. He's like, I sent him an email. No response.
Why is your husband still instead of sending this man emails? Why y'all don't pick up the damn phone? Maybe y'all call yourself having a paper trail. Why is your husband on Zillow and you on Zillow? Would y'all get two different listings? Will his phone get a different type of listing that your phone don't get? Because I'm just curious of why both of y'all on Zillow. Let's be honest. Only one of y'all need to be on Zillow. And when you see what you like, you send it to him. And hey, do you like this? Why are both of y'all on Zillow? Can somebody ask? Not both of y'all got the Zillow app. Oh, man, honey. Not y'all both on Zillow. And why wouldn't he tell you that the house is on Zillow? Not both. No, girl, that don't even make sense. Why the hell is he on Zillow and you on Zillow? All you got to do is share the listings with him. Why is he looking? Baby, a mess.
God damn. These crooked motherfuckers. So I say all that to say we are gone. We're getting out of here. I'm packing up my shit. I'm gonna do some pack with me's, maybe, and some other shit, and we're gonna get the fuck on.
And so are we, girl. We gonna get the F on too, girl. Bye. Good gracious. That's why she wanted the internet to pray for her. Okay. And when she came out here the other day, a couple weeks ago, that was about 2 weeks ago, wasn't it, child? And she told us about the whole foreclosure thing, and she told us to pray for her. And I'm thinking to myself, well, what are we praying for? Okay. Chrissy knew then the whole situation with the lease, and they got to be gone by the end of January. She knew that then. But now that she see they've already posted the house on Zillow, this video was to get ahead of it before the internet did. Hey, tell hubby I said, what's up, Reppin'? Hey, hubby. Girl, a mess, honey. Not you and the husband got to... Not you and hubby. Y'all both got the Zillow app. That don't even make sense. Chrissy, when I tell you, girl, you didn't want me the hell out today, ma'am. Oh, my God. You in that rich white woman wig. Baby, that's probably why the landlord wife don't like you. And because you feel like you over there trying to look like her with the rich white woman wig on, baby. Man, stupid me. Baby, I'm gone. I'm out of here. Y'all be good and y'all be great. Tim, I'm going to see y'all in the next one, honey. Girl, these people are a mess. So, what you love? Bye.